show you how to make this beautiful card, Just Breathe. And I think it's very timely in the middle of our crazy lives to make a card that's just so peaceful and relaxing. I don't know if you can see, but there's just a little bit of shimmer on the background of the card with the colors, and I'm going to show you how to make that. So I'll set it aside. This was one of the cards we made at our stamp camp in Huntley last weekend, in Huntley, Illinois. So whenever you come to one of our classes, you get a packet for each project, and it comes in a cello bag. I'm just going to put this aside, and then you get all your supplies needed to make that project. So the first thing we're going to do is set the envelope aside and the smaller pieces. This is Bermuda Bay cardstock. I'm just going to fold it in half. It's just 8.5 by 11 cardstock that's already been cut in half, and that makes a nice card base. I use a bone folder. I usually turn it over and do both sides so it has a nice solid crease. And then I brought my adhesive here somewhere, but I don't see it right now. Nope, it's not the one I want. So then we layer the basic black on it next. And this is shimmery white, and I don't know if you can see it, and the light is just very faint. And I'm going to show you how to make the background. Now when you get the foam rollers, they come with 2 handles and 4 rollers, and they're fun to play with to make different backgrounds. There's a lot of techniques you can use, and I just start at the bottom, and you can just go over it a couple times, and if you want a little bit darker, just ink it up a little bit more and kind of go at an angle so it's just not so, it gives a little more variety and interest. Okay, these remind me of those foam rollers we used to wear in our hair back in the day. Some of you may be too young to remember. Okay, then maybe go with the blue. I think I'm using Pool Party here. And I do have my handles labeled with just the color in general, so when we were at camp, nobody would get the colors mixed up. And now I think we're going with So Saffron, if I remember correctly. I will put the supplies on my blog, Stampaholics Inc., so you can always go back there and double check. And this would also be pretty on glossy paper as well. And next I'm going to do pumpkin pie. So I'm going to open that one and show you. And again, you can go back and make anything darker if you want. You can kind of go over it and overlay color. So you just kind of have a rainbow of really soft colors, almost like a sunset. Now another tip I wanted to show you, I just learned this myself at stamp camp. When you get your new stamp pads, on the back there's labels in different languages, and we always peel this off, and then on the front of your pad you put the label that shows what color it is, in this case pumpkin pie. But sometimes when you open up the inside you can't tell what color is what, so I'm going to show you a tip. Just go back here, lift up the labels again. I'm just using a sharp pair of scissors just to lift up, and I'm going to pull off the label that I think is in Dutch. Okay, I just did this easier earlier. The one that I'm not going to use, pull that up, and then open this up. Okay, this is not great to do while you're filming. I'm going to stick this aside for a second. And right in here, I'm just going to snip off a little bit of the color, that when the pad is open, you can see that this is at least an orange color. That shows you a little bit more. And even though this is going to have the words on it, I'm still going to use it because I caught part of the other. There you go. So when you open the pad, the point is that you can see the different colors. And you can see I've done it with all of these pads here. So it just makes it a little bit easier when you're working and the pads are open to say, what color is that? Okay. So put that aside. Next, what we're going to do is on the bottom, stamp Just Breathe in Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to kind of put it in the sand. There you go. I love this whole set. It's the seasonal, I don't want to say it. It's the Colorful Season Bundle, but I can't remember specifically what the stamp set is called. Again, I'll put it on the directions. I'm going to reach across you. I'm just going to use our multi-purpose Tombow glue to glue the chair in. When you get the Colorful Season Bundle, it comes with thinlits, and they have a lot of fun thinlits. From everything, leaves, snowflakes, flowers, chairs, and I probably should have got a glue that wasn't empty to put in here. So we're going to pretend like glue came out. We're going to put this here. And then next, I'm going to use my Memento pad, And the birds I got from the High Tide, the Lighthouse stamp set. And usually when I use the Memento Black, I like to turn it upside down, the stamp, to stamp the image. And I'm going to go ahead and put my sun up here just to have an idea where it's going to be, and then just kind of swing the birds around that. There you go. And the last thing I'm going to do, take my adhesive. I'll go ahead and put this piece together now that I have my real adhesive. And I'm just going to take it while I have it here, just put a little adhesive on here. I can clean it up with a gum eraser later, but at least it will stick to the card for now. There. And whenever I make cards, I usually make several at one time because it's easy once I have everything out. The hardest part is figuring out what I'm doing. So once I've got that figured out, it's very easy to go back and make at least a half a dozen cards. Now this one, I'm going to go ahead and use a little snail to put my sun on. That was punched out. I think that's with a 1-inch circle punch. And try not to put it on upside down. There we go. And then I'm going to use my clear Wink of Stella to just add a little sparkle and shine to the sun. And right over here, sorry for my reach. There you go. And it doesn't take much to add a whole lot of shimmer. And you don't really have to squeeze, and I'll show you. I'll hold it up to the light in a second and you can see how it sparkles. And if you like sparkle like I do, Wink of Stella is the best thing. So I don't know if you can see there, there's just a little bit of shimmer. Okay, and that's it for this card. You might want to add a little to the envelope. I usually just carry the theme over, Just Breathe on the front with some birds. One of the customers this last weekend at Stamp Camp, I'll show you what she did with her envelope flap, and that was really pretty too. She just put a little bit of rainbow on the back of her envelope, and it doesn't matter really which colors you use. And it was very faint, but it just added a little more character and interest to the envelope before you even open it to see the card. And then she just stamped some birds back here. And again, turn the stamp upside down. And Willow the dog says hi. There we go. Thank you. So it just adds a little more, so it looks a little more personalized. So be sure to visit my blog. I will have the supply list on the blog and more details. Hope you enjoyed this card, and stay back for more videos from Stampaholics Inc. Thanks.